here in the bustling city of Osaka, Japan. It is crazy busy here, second largest city in Japan, and we are here in Dotonbori right now, which is the main downtown section of Osaka where all the action is at. Lots of food stalls, lots of things to do, lots of stores, and we're just taking in all the bright lights and eating some food along the way. We'll later have a video on all the food that we're going to be eating here, but for now we're just taking in the sights. So come join us as we walk around Dotonbori and then later on explore more of Osaka. I'm here with the iconic running man of Osaka. He is an icon of downtown Dotonbori, and basically you would think he was associated with some kind of soft drink advertisement, some type of Gatorade thing, but actually he's associated with a candy company, and I believe he's been up here since the 1930s, so he's had a long run, pun intended. But yeah, he's such a landmark here in Osaka, and it's a must to get a picture with him. So we're going to do that. You'll notice in Dotonbori there's all kinds of huge crazy signs, like we have some octopus right here, and they're just to draw people in, get your attention, to come eat the food. But there's tons of these crazy things up above stores here, and they're really awesome just to come look at. I can't believe I just won this penguin. I did it in one try. I thought he was in a good position and it looked like I could win him, and I did. But I failed many other attempts at other things, so I'm just happy I got something. But now we have to find luggage space for him. So yeah, keep trying, and maybe sometimes we'll get lucky playing these crane games. Real question, guys. What should I name my son? I need some ideas. Maybe by the time this is out, he will already have a name, but maybe I'll always rename him. So please submit your name suggestions below, and we would greatly appreciate it. This is just a random crane game store. There's lots of different games in Osaka. They have some old school carnival games too. One of the people that are like, there's like this guy that's kind of like the Osaka's mascot, and he looks like a clown. I forget the story with that, but there's just lots of old carnival games and more retro games in this area because of the more old school vibe of Osaka. It's a super fun place if you want to play some games, try out some other activities. There's lots to do in Dotonbori. But I think that's it for tonight. We're going to do some more stuff in Osaka. We have a full day in Osaka, and we're beginning the morning at the Osaka Castle and the gardens surrounding it. And you might be able to see it way back there, emerging from the tree line in all its elegant beauty. It's quite the sight even this far away. We're really excited to see this, and we'll give you some history as we go. So we tried to hit visiting everything whenever the cherry blossoms were supposed to be blooming, but it's been really cold and rainy, delayed it. But you can see these ones, it's finally a nice day, and these ones are just about to pop off. They're gonna be peak bloom pretty soon. So it's nice we at least got to see a few open here around the castle grounds, but now it looks like we're gonna have to go up some crazy steps. So let's hope our backs don't give out. We're here at the landmark icon of Osaka, Osaka Castle. And as you can see, it's so magnificent and white. It really stands out on the skyline of Osaka, and it is definitely really, really impressive. I think this is super, super pretty, and the grounds itself are super pretty. I almost like it more than the Imperial Palace grounds. And it's so nice how they have it laid out. There's all the grounds, and then you walk into where like the castle is, and they also have like food options, bathrooms set up all around. It's super nice. And we even seen a few kitties on the grounds, which was a plus. Those are the first cats we've seen in Japan. To give a little history on Osaka Castle, it was originally built and completed construction in 1597, but since then it has been destroyed multiple times. One of those times at least was it being burned down. I think the foundation remained the same, but they had to rebuild the castle itself. So this castle you're seeing now is not the original structure. It's a rebuilt castle, but it's supposed to look a lot like it did, and holding true to the original castle. But yeah, it's super, super cool and such an amazing landmark. Highly recommend. It's probably the top thing you should do in Osaka, and then probably next Dotonbori. Another thing I forgot to mention is you can actually go in the castle. It's a small fee, I think 200 yen a person, but just looking at today, I don't know how packed it usually is. It's super packed. I'm guessing because of cherry blossom season, it is one of the more touristy times, which we knew that going into it, but I don't think we're going to go in just because we're afraid of how packed it's going to be inside, but I'm sure it would be really cool to look inside the castle. And there's also, way at the top, it looks like a viewpoint where you can look out from there. So if it's not as busy when you come, maybe go in the castle and check it out. But yeah, we're going to get some food now, I think. We're kind of hungry. So they actually have this really nice building here. I think there might be a museum in it as well, but there's lots of stores in here, and there's lots of food options in here. It's actually really, really nice and impressive. I didn't know all this was here on the grounds.
Alright, so we found this cute little gachapon of the Osaka Castle. We have to put it together and find out what color we got. We're thinking there's 3 different colors. I'm not sure if you can switch the colors, so let's see what we got. We're gonna put together real quick.
Getting a stamp here. A lot of the train stations have stamps. Ooh, that was good. So you'll see this in our food video, but we just went to the most amazing food place ever. So it featured fluffy pancakes. And if that interests you at all, go check out the food video. But on to exploring other stops. We're here now at what I believe is called Namba Yasaka Shrine. It's a super unique one. I think it's a lion. I'm not sure. With its mouth open, and I don't know if there's anything else in Japan that's like this. It's super unique and cool, and very pretty area here. They have a couple buildings and some statues, and it's super neat. So if you're in Osaka, definitely make this shrine a visit. Everyone's sister.
Oh, look at this. That's a cute face. That's the one that was with us?
No, that's the
sure.
one.
From Okinawa.
You had enough treats. I'm giving it to him. Oh yes, make them biscuits. It looks offended.
Yeah, I think it should.
You're like a chunky face Peaches. Oh, I know has no more. Just wait. Whoa. He's a good baby. Huh? To be patient again. Be patient. Whoa. Oh my gosh, you guys. I'm supposed to feed you with a spoon. So after that shrine, we actually went to a cat cafe that was practically right next door to that shrine. So if you're looking just for something to do in that area and you love cats, highly recommend you go to that cat cafe, because the lady that was there was super nice. I guess she's the owner, or at least runs it. She was super nice, and they had lots of cute kitties, mainly Scottish folds and just a few, like, you know, typical cats. But yeah, the main breed they had there was Scottish folds, and they give you you can buy treats to feed them, and you definitely need to buy them treats because they won't come to you if you don't have treats. They're very food motivated, but that's okay. I get it. I'm food motivated too. But if you're looking for something in the area to do, I would recommend doing that. If you didn't know, Japan pretty much created the cat cafe phenomenon, and it originated here. Now they have cat cafes all over the world, in the US. When in Japan, you have to go to some kind of cat cafe. But one thing we were worried about, and we didn't think we were actually going to go to a cat cafe, is it seems like there's mixed opinions on how they treat the animals in these cafes. But this one, they seem like they were treated very well. They had a space that the cats could go to if they didn't want to be in the area anymore with people. They seemed very well cared for and pampered, and the lady was super sweet. So I think that's one of the good ones for sure. But whenever you're going to these cat cafes, just be aware and make sure that the cats have good conditions and you're supporting a good place. Now, some of the exotic animal cafes, I think a lot of those probably aren't good, because those animals aren't supposed to be in habitats like that where they're constantly in a bright room being messed with by people. So just something to keep in mind. So we moved on to one of Osaka's other markets called Shinsekai Market, and it's considered like one of the best markets, I think, in Osaka, just because it gives very like local vibes, retro, old school, more so than Dotonbori. And it does kind of feel like a flea market in parts, which is kind of fun, especially in the covered area. Now we're in this outdoor area that is kind of more upscale, I would say, but it seems like they have lots of food options here and some interesting shops for souvenirs. It might be a place worth to check out just to see that contrast with Dotonbori. One thing you'll notice about Osaka is there's tons of little markets everywhere. We just stumbled on another one. Just one of the food places we wanted to eat at was in one, and we didn't know it was in an actual market, but lo and behold, another market. So I guess that's why Osaka is called the kitchen of Japan. There's so many little markets and so many food options. Well, like any travel day with us, we had a few busts, which has been the trend with Japan. So basically, we went to Umeda. I'm not sure how it's pronounced, but there's a building here. It's called Umeda Sky Building, and basically they have an observatory on the 40th floor that you can get tickets to and go up to and have a nice view of Osaka. Well, I saw somewhere that on the 39th floor, the floor before the observatory, you can go there and there's some nice views and it's free. So I was like, oh, life hack, let's do that. So we went up to the 39th floor and basically there was barely any windows that we could see out of. We did see a little bit, but not enough to make it worth it. So us coming in the whole way out here to this area was pretty much for nothing. So if you want to do that, I would recommend don't, unless you really do want to pay the admission cost to go up to the 40th floor. And another bust we had today, just to add on to it, was we went to a crane game place and we probably spent the equivalent of $30 on crane games and had nothing to show for it except for a couple snacks. So beware of the crane games. You might not be as successful as you hoped. Unlike, I guess it was yesterday, last night, I won that penguin. So I think that was truly luck. I think that's it for Osaka. It's definitely a very different city than Tokyo. It's more rugged, grungy, and some people like that vibe, and it's super, super lively. I like it for what it is. I can't say if I like one more than the other. I like them both for different reasons. And it's definitely a city that you have to visit in Japan, the second biggest. So, yeah, thanks for joining us while we walked around Osaka, and we hope to see you next time. Peace.